This is the Sunday Roast. For a fantastic dining experience, head to a Barreau Hotel, the Albion, Birkenhead Tavern, Lighthouse Wharf or Excelsior.
It is the Sunday Roast. Lex Forrest alongside Tim Geneva. 23 minutes after 11. Get to the Barreau today. Maybe you could watch the race on the big screen. Maybe you could watch some of the AFLW action or the continuation of the JLT series.
It'll all be on there.
They'll all be on there. The beauty of the Barreaus.
Along with the beautiful food.
Oh, what would you...
Refreshing drinks.
Are you going with the Sunday Roast or are you going your more schnitzel fare?
No, I'm thinking Sunday Roast.
Okay.
You've got me inspired on this show.
We've named the show after the sponsor, which we love. Joining us now, assistant coach of Port Adelaide and a one-time co-host of the Sunday Roast.
There you go, another victim.
Just like Van Halen, the members sort of seem to chop and change a little bit. Nathan Basset joins us. Morning, Bass.
Morning.
Hey, before we talk about the game, how'd you cope with the heat? Not only players, but you guys in the box.
Well, they put in an air conditioner the day before, so it was quite nice in the coach's box.
That's outrageous. Unbelievable. I think don't tell the players, Bass, but what about recovery? I mean, what will the week entail and will it affect your week on the track?
Well, I mean, we tried to reduce the game time as much as we could and keep it relatively even. Hopefully it doesn't affect us too much. I mean, clearly it was temperature you wouldn't want to play in too often. So, we'll see how they report tomorrow.
Hey, Bass, you would have taken many positives out of it, I guess, in the first and last quarters and some things to work on in terms 2 and 3.
Yeah, we're still, we've made some considerable adjustments to the way we attack and defend. And, we showed some good signs, but, there's also some areas that, a little bit short of what we're looking for at the moment.
Hey, Bass, Boki, that's as fresh, I reckon, as I've seen him in the last couple of seasons, up and about, and just seemed like the shackles were off.
Yeah, Trav's been moving really well during the pre-season. He's probably getting a little bit more midfield time, and he's been enjoying that, and he's working well with Robbie and with Connor and Zach, sort of moving through those high forward roles into the midfield, and they've been working quite well together.
And on those two young fellas, gee whiz, they've been impressive too. Connor Rosie, Butters, Xavier Dersman not only looks like a classy player, but showed a lot of courage in taking a mark, running backwards.
Yeah, he's very brave. They're high quality individuals, all a little bit different. But it was good to see Zach step up a little bit yesterday, and he's been super impressive on the training track and is exciting to watch as anyone. Connor has been very consistent and a good contributor, and Xavier's a quality person.
What are you looking for, Bass, in a game in March? Is it the individual efforts of the players, or are you looking at system to see if things that you've been training over the summer are working?
Yeah, we're really looking to work on our game and how we, first of all, how we win the ball, and are we winning our share? Are we, getting the number of ground balls, which has been a bit of a consistent theme probably through the back third of last year in terms of not winning ground balls or enough of them, and then how we move the ball and how we defend as a team. So, the Crows are probably able to chip through us a little bit too easily at times yesterday, and, with the guys who get some good learnings out of that. And, as far as offense, there's some good stuff, but there's also some times where we're a little bit direct and maybe didn't change angles enough to give our guys a chance to sort of catch up and win their share in the forward line.
What was it that the Crows did well in those second and third quarters that the team had to try and adjust to?
Their spread from stoppage was very good. They were winning they're winning the clearances, but then they're winning the next ball as well and outnumbering at that contest. And then once they own the ball too, even in their back half, they were able to control it quite well and probably chip through us a little bit too easily through the corridor.
What have you seen with the 6-6-6 setup, allowing forwards to get more one-on-one opportunities and midfields to really fight it out, to get it in there quick?
No, I don't think it's too bad for the game. It certainly makes it easier coaching. You're not really preparing too much in that space in terms of where people are going to come in from. But I think there's it will help scoring. You're going to get some cleaner entries into the forward line, and you're going to get more one-on-one looks. And probably saw that a little bit in the last quarter when Paddy Ryder went in the ruck and gave us a good little run in the middle, and we got some good clearances and scored some goals.
How would you have gone as a defender, Bass? You would have been spraying the midfield if it's just coming in constantly like that.
Mate, that's how it looked when I played. It was just coming in. There wasn't many blokes filling up holes. They were standing. All the mids were standing outside 50. It's good for footy, I think. So it's a good rule adjustment.
And now you're the forwards coach now, so you're not that concerned about that. You want it coming in quick.
Scoring's going to go up automatically, so it's like,
he's done a good job.
We'll move up the ladder without me doing anything.
And Brad Ebert, going forward, love it. He's obviously very, very good overhead, and that sort of, he plays tall and probably what he is as well. So that's looking like it'll be a good move.
Yeah, Brad. Brad showed a little bit early, and he's been really consistent on the track, and I like what he brings in terms of his work rate. He's got clean hands. He finishes well, and he can win the ball on the ground. So, he has a lot to offer. It was probably more around volume yesterday, and we didn't quite get enough ball inside 50.
Paddy Ryder rolled the ankle at the end, Bass. He's okay?
Yeah, he rolled the ankle in the first quarter early, which limited his movement a little bit, talking to him after the game. But he just stepped on, I think, Sam Palpepper's foot maybe in the last quarter. So, I'd assume he'd be okay. Seemed okay chatting to him after the game, but probably won't know more till tomorrow.
Always hard to sort of look at stats and get a true read on it. The two areas, uncontested possessions and just that kicking efficiency.
Yeah, well, the Crows were able to maintain possession by foot, and that's that's why their kicking efficiency is as good as it was, and we were a little bit too direct in terms of not hitting enough of those kicks that the Crows hit, those little 45s, and you look at the midfield numbers in terms of possessions for their mids and our mids, and we're not probably getting enough uncontested possession through that part of the ground.
What are you going to do with your forward line, Nathan? And I say this with a slight Carlton hat on as well, in terms of, can you go with three big boys up forward? I mean, you'll have that situation where, obviously, when Charlie gets back and whether Paddy starts forward because Scotty Lycett comes in, Todd Marshall or whoever else you roll through the forward line. How are you seeing the setup with these new rules that a forward line would look? Will three tools work?
Well, I don't think it matters so much about how tall they are, but how well they move once the ball hits the ground. I mean, what you normally give up when you're a little bit taller is some ground level pressure, and you want to make up for it with taking marks and kicking goals. So you give up a little bit of pressure, you gain maybe a little bit of scoreboard, but it's whether you're gaining more on the scoreboard than you're losing in pressure. So it can certainly work. It's just whether that we're hitting the scoreboard enough to make up for potentially the shortfall in our ability to run.
Kangaroos at Alberton next Saturday, looking to just develop a little bit more because it's another game, but I think the last one before your season starts proper. Yeah,
I think there'll be, we'll sit down as a coaching team tomorrow and discuss, probably the 2 to 3 key areas that we're looking to improve in from the game, as well as, the couple of things that we did pretty well. So, and hopefully we can bring that to our game on Saturday. Any
of the other guys that played Friday night, like a Todd Marshall, Tobin Cox kick for, any of those guys likely to have a look?
Yeah, Toddy played. He wasn't great yesterday, but he played. But he's had a pretty good training continuity, so it'd be good to get him out there again next week. But I think there are a couple of guys that form reasonably well at SANFL level, whether it's someone in the high forwards or whether Matt Broadbent's available next week or not, but there might be a couple of changes. See how we go.
Gee, poor old Jasper and Jared Pollock haven't had to wait long to go back to the home and just cop it from the fans. It's only been a week or two.
Hopefully we get a good turnout and they cop plenty, but they're all perfectly good guys. So I don't think people are too ruthless generally on people that leave clubs these days.
And Bass, give us a word on the good folk of Port Pirie and the conditions there at Mark Bickley Oval. Look pretty nice.
The oval was beautiful, so they've done a good job redeveloping the facility. It would have been nicer for the fans to have a better day in terms of weather conditions, but walking around, the beer prices were cheap. It was only $6 for a beer.
Oh, not bad.
At the footy at Port Pirie, and I reckon you would have needed a couple yesterday to survive out of the sun.
No, dead right.
Yeah, good on you, Bass. Hey, you really appreciate your time. Good luck against the Kangaroos next week in the lead-up to the start of the AFL season, no doubt. There are some good things on the board for Ken and you and the coaching group this week, and a couple of things you'll tweak, and we'll wait and see how that plays out this year. Thanks, Bass.
Thank you.
Assistant coach of Port Adelaide, Nathan Basset.